The Trevor Jackson Podcast.
About this. Let me go ahead and play the clip, fam.
As a community, we are more divided than I've ever seen in my life. The women and the men hate one another. The old school and the young school hate one another. Religions hate one another. Classes hate one another. Like, we're more divided within our community than any opposition that we have among any other group of people. And we really need to heal from that. If all of us got a check right now for reparations, that's not going to heal the pain in our heart. That's not going to heal the broken relationships that we've suffered or that we've created. That's not going to heal the trauma that we dealing with, that we express to each other every day on social media. We're just going to have more zeros in our account, but it's not going to change our mindset. It's not going to change our consumerism mentality. You're not going to all of a sudden become a responsible person just because you get a check with some money. And so we need to heal, man. We really, really need to heal.
Hey, before you respond to that too, Florida Boy J, I want everybody to go tap into my boy channel. I'm going to post the link in the chat for y'all to go hit the subscribe button to his channel, Florida Boy J. He be having some dope content, some dope discussions, and he be cooking on this show. And I fully support this brother. Yeah, but what's your thoughts on what he's saying? Are we more divided than ever? That's just the question.
I feel like we're actually not more divided than ever. I just feel like Black people are at different levels and have different priority bases based off the economic levels they're at. Like if you come from a certain place and you have some sort of formal education, or you have a level of intellectual environment that you can learn from freely, your mind state where you and your priorities are for the like-minded people that you're around as a Black person is a lot different from a Black person who might be in the hood, or, you know what I'm saying, a nigga who's struggling to survive and his brain is in survival mode. Of course, they may not be financially literate. Of course, they may not have experience with money. But I do feel like stop telling Black people that when we get reparations, it's just supposed to be a giant check with no like financial acumen, no type of springboard to learn to get the money. I feel like if you're going to give niggas reparations, we have to pass certain financial courses in order to get the money. I really do believe that. I believe that there should be a level of financial education you should pass a bar to in order to qualify. Now, there should not be a timeline on it. Whenever you can get to it, you can get to it as a Black person. But for you to, and I appreciate the hat, by the way, Duval kind of stand up. But for the fact that you have a lot of these Black people that say, oh, don't get these niggas money because this is going to be a bunch of broken and hurt Negroes getting the money, spending, buying big TVs, jewelry, chains, and watches. Bro, I don't care what you think we're going to buy. We're still owed. And don't let a stereotypical representation of what the bottom class economically Black people have historically done when they got a little bit of money is, okay, I'm tired of surviving. Can I finally live? Can I finally buy something to make me comfortable, to reflect how I feel inside on the outside material-wise? Don't look at those particular demographic of Black people and throw it on the whole group of us, because doing that is the same way when white people put certain negative stereotypes and try to cast a wide general blanket on the rest of the Black population. That same narrative he has is same anti-Black narratives white people use to deny us reparations historically.
Yeah, that's facts. I agree wholeheartedly with that. And I also agree with what you said about people should take courses to be able to receive it. If we obtain it and be able to get the reparations, then you have to take some sort of financial course to be able to obtain it, so you won't lose it and just blow it all over the place, though. But I did a show middle of the week last week of Killer Mike and Bill Maher conversation. And when I was talking like that, FBJ, the people that was, because that shit got 1,000 comments. That was like one of my third or fourth shows that really went crazy like that. And they was telling me in the comment section, when people get reparations, don't tell them what to do with the money. They can do whatever they want to do with the money. Their ancestors or whatever had to deal with what they had to deal with for them to obtain it. And now here you go, a token nigga or whatever they was trying to call me, saying that you trying to tell people what to do with the money. But I got a question for you though, fam. If reparations is given and it's not given in a cash payment or like a debit or to a bank or something, what other forms would you like to see, and could you see reparations given besides just cash?
Okay, I say not only should we be getting cash pay, cut the check. The reason why I say cut the check, because every other racial group got a check cut. Don't look at niggas and be like, oh, we're going to give you books and nigga trinkets and slave chains, and now you feel whole again. No, nigga, cut me that same check. You cut the Chinese, Japanese, small hats. Don't be trying to figure out no remix because it's niggas turn that back, number one. And number two, not only do we need money, the reason why we have that mindset we're going to spend it on things is because America has forced us to be consumers. It's forced us to be materialistic because that is the only thing we are allowed to do in America is be in front of the counter and not behind the counter. You think all niggas want to do is get a $20,000 check, $50,000 check, and don't want to buy that vacant convenience store? Don't want to get the Aki spot where we selling the liquor or we selling the smoke shops, or even opening up just organic produce in food deserts. It's not the fact that we want to just buy TVs and flashy cars. That's the only option we have in America to survive, is to be a consumer, because once we become a business person, somebody behind the counter making economic moves, you shut us down, you bar us from it, you don't give us loans, you don't give us these business grants, you give it to everybody else, and then turn around and tell us black people we can't come up. I'm telling you, it's the same mentality these anti-black people use to keep us down. If you allow us to be business owners, if you allow us to have economic growth, if you do not stop, burn down, and sabotage successful black businesses, then maybe we do feel safe to take this money and invest it in our future and in our offspring. But if we can't, and we don't, and we're not allowed to, the only thing is up and that's left to us to do before we get taxed out of our own money that's owed to us is spend it. They tell you that in the government.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said, and I want to react to some of these comments. And if people want to call in and join the discussion with me and Florida Boy Jay, I don't know how long you have, my brother, but we can accept some callers. Y'all want to talk crazy? Y'all want to, we quick to respond. So at the end of the day, I agree with you. I say that the government and the white supremacists obtain their power through violence and fear all the time. So I agree with you when you were saying if you let us, because they got to allow us and not look at us as somebody that's an op, because basically they looking at us like ops if they start burning down our shit, burning down our cities and communities and everything. And I hate that shit, to be honest with you, though, fam. And I hate talking about, what I'm saying, the violence and shit that
they hate the fact that we don't need them to survive. They hate the fact that when we get our own, unlike every other racial group who has to.
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.